Welcome back, everybody, to Ready, Aim, Live. I'm Wes.
And I'm Jose. And last week we came to you guys, we talked to you guys about gun storage and firearm safety and, how you would store guns with or without kids. And then today, we talked to you guys, if you followed us from our very first podcast, we told you we wanted to follow gun news, Second Amendment news, and we have something very important that has came across that I'm sure some of you guys have already heard about, but I'm sure there's some people who aren't even aware. And we want to elaborate more on that. You want to go ahead and elaborate, Wes?
Well, as of today, we're going to go ahead and talk about the HR Bill 127. And we think that it's a very important bill to go ahead and get to everybody out there and to let everybody know some of the bullet points that are really going to affect everyday gun owners and future gun owners that we see on a daily basis.
Now, real quick, so we don't want to be part of any political party. Us as our podcast and as our company's growing, we want to make it clear that we're not picking a side. We're here for the gun community, every gun owner. We know that people from all sides have purchased guns. So we're not here to pick a side, and we're not going to get political with it. But it is Second Amendment news. It is going to be something that's going to affect everyone on the spectrum. So that's the reason why we really want to cover that. But we do want to make it clear that we are not picking any affiliate side of politicalness. That's not what we're here for. We're strictly as least amount of politics as possible. We want to keep it that way.
Agreed. So some of the bullet points that we have come to understand of the bill, the first one going ahead and be the National Gun Registry, which is going to be a public registry that deals with everyone's guns and everyone's ammo that is into a public database that your neighbors can see, criminals can see. And to me, it's basically just a grocery list for criminals, that it seems that they're going to be able to go on this website, see exactly what you have, and be able to go in your home and find it, with ease.
Well, I mean, not including the fact that you have to mention where you store it. So you're on a public database saying, hey, I have these guns, I'm storing them in this spot, and this is where they stay. And you're going to have that public access for anyone? Come on, that's pretty crazy. I mean, that's pretty outlandish if you ask me.
Well, and I think even one of the crazier parts to this as well is that they give you 3 months to register your firearms, regardless of what they are. If you just bought them, or even if you're have had firearms on you, you have 3 months to get them registered and to get rid of any appropriate magazines that you aren't supposed to have, like any of the 30-round mags. Mm-hmm. You have 3 months to go ahead and register everything, or you're going to face criminal charges and fines that could be up to thousands of dollars and up to years in prison. And that to me does not sound like something that I approve of at all.
No, definitely not, man. You're making us pay for our rights. That's something that we're given as citizens. Being a citizen here, that is our right, and you're going to tax it. We have already had enough with being taxed to go fish, being taxed, paying a permit every year to go hunt. Something that's been here that, you're just living, dude. And I got to pay for that? Come on, dude. Now you're coming after the guns, too, on top of that. It's just crazy. But to the extent of everything they want to do with the gun registry, they want you to purchase your own, your firearm license, which will be $800 every single year. And you have to do this every year for 5 years. And after that 5 years, then it'll be every 3 years, correct?
Yes.
So, and not even that, you have to do 24 hours of firearm training. Come on. You have people who work every day. Who's got time? Dude, a concealed weapons class, how long does that take? An hour, 2 hours? You know what I'm saying? Dude, multiply that to get to 24 hours. That's a lot of work. Especially you have single mothers, raising kids and stuff, and then they have to go out and try to get this 24 hours of required training. Not to mention, if you wanted a military-style weapon, like an AR-15, you have to do another $800 on top of the original $800. So now you're looking at $1,600, another 24 hours. So you have 48 hours of training total you have to complete. And this is for the year. Mental exams. They want you to do mental exams, and they want to ask people in your family. They want to ask your exes, your ex-spouse, people around you, if they think that you might have a problem with guns. Dude, that is how much taxpayer money would we actually spend on all these resources, trying to interview all these separate people, you know what I'm saying, just to have a gun.
Well, it seems that with the fact that we're going to be paying for it, coming from the taxpayers that are going to be paying for these ATF agents and the FBI agents to actually go around and make sure that you're storing your weapons in the proper place and you actually have your licenses, I don't think there's going to be much of a difference in money, because I think we're just going to be basically paying for our own rights to be taken away at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's so crazy, man. And then, not to mention, when you have your license, you also have to purchase insurance. So now you have to have liability insurance just to have a firearm. I mean, it's just, everything just sounds so fishy, man. Like, it's a crazy bill. I can't even believe it's came this far. And it's gone through. They're gonna vote on this soon, guys. It is serious. Like, it's set in stone. Like, they want to vote on this. So, and the fact that you have ammo, like you said, 30 round clips, no more. They want 10 round clips less, and then they want to ban 50 cal ammunition and greater. There's so much into it.
Well, and I know that we don't own anything that would shoot a 50 cal or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that also affects a lot of guys that shoot muzzle loaders and
Mm-hmm.
shoot the bigger weapons that as civilians they were allowed to buy, and now that is going to hinder what they've bought. They're going to have to turn in their guns or have it confiscated. That to me sounds way unconstitutional.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, as civilians, we should be allowed to own anything that the military does own. Because I mean, personally, I think as people that love guns, that is something that we believe in, is having the rights to firearms in general.
Yeah, no, it definitely, man. It really does blow my mind. So going into it though, there has been a state like Missouri. And now Missouri just passed a bill that's going to kind of counteract anything that does get passed future on. And I really would like to see, it'd be nice to see more states pass a law like this.
Yes.
Especially like here in Florida. We are the gunshine state. We need to pass a law like this. Missouri passed, and it is officially passed. It passed February 4th, 2021. It is the Missouri House Bill 85, okay? And it's the Second Amendment Preservation Act. It's a bill that's going to counter anything that's going to come to infringe your rights for your Second Amendment.
Well, and just to clarify on that, their bill does say that anybody that works for the state of Missouri will not be able to enforce anything that is given by the federal government that does infringe on the Second Amendment rights. However, that does not mean that the ATF or the FBI is not allowed to go in and implement said bills. So even if Missouri won't implement it, that doesn't mean that the federal government still can't come in and implement those laws.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, it's definitely how has it gotten to this point? How can they come? It's so extreme on what they want, and now not to mention too, back to the HR127, you have a certain amount of time to get all your paperwork right. If you miss that deadline. And think about older people. Think about how many times you forgot, damn, I got to go to the DMV and I got to go pay this. I got to go, renew my license and stuff like that. And you might forget, and it might take you a couple months. If you even slip up a little bit, they can come and take your guns just for not renewing your license on time, because maybe you don't have $1,600 just sitting here, and you might want to wait till tax season. And when tax season comes, use that for your license, which hopefully no one is ever going to have to deal with this. I really do hope not. I think that this is way too extreme, but we know how the House and everything is right now, and no one knows. It's a big question mark, and that's the main concern, especially with everyone in the community. Guys, this is serious, and the fact that they've gone this far and they want to ban and take away so many things, make you pay for your rights as a citizen, it's just insane. So, we need the voice to our senators. I do agree. We need the voice. You need the voice to all your Congress people and tell them, how you feel about this. What would you say, Wes? If you had to sit down, you had a senator right in front of you, what would you say?
Well, there's not really a whole lot that he can really be said at this point, but honestly, I would really emphasize the fact that this Constitution was written to protect citizens of the United States, and that, even Congress and Senate and, even the White House were elected by the citizens of this great country, and to do as we, feel needs to be done in our communities. And, to try to infringe on any sort of constitutional right that we have is just immoral, and it goes against everything that our country was built on. I know there's a lot of arguments that that's not what the founding fathers intended, but it is not written anywhere that says that our guns should be infringed on at all. So that would be something that I would really emphasize to a lot of officials, is that you really are going against everything that you have sworn to uphold as an official of office.
I mean, that automatically, in my eyes, I feel like you should be able to be taken out of office for that, because you're trying to infringe on amendments. In my opinion, I feel like that automatically, if you're trying to do that, that should be a criminal act, and you should be pulled right out. Dude, we are citizens. We are granted these rights. What are they going to do next? They're going to charge us for freedom of speech? I mean, it's insane, man. If I had to sit down in front of the governor, though, I'd be real with them. I would really sit there and be like, you really want me, after everything we have to pay, we pay so much money on our taxes and all this other stuff. I have to pay to go fish, just to go fish, to eat some fish. I got to pay for that. I want to go shoot a deer and put deer meat in my freezer. I got to pay for that. Yep. And the fact that now you've gone to the whole spectrum that you want me to pay for my given right. I would just explain to them, like, how do you, like, you guys may have all the money in the world. You guys make a bunch of money. But, dude, you have us general people do. Everyone's on a budget. I don't care what you guys say. Yeah, some people have it like that, but a lot of people don't. No one has $1,600 to throw every year just to keep their guns. Like, that is insane. I mean, do the math. You know what I'm saying? We're young. 40 years times $1,600. Oh my God, dude, that's over a house payment. I mean,
well, and to reemphasize, I'm really, really hoping that we do have some officials in a lot of the states that do feel that this is unconstitutional and do follow suit with Missouri and start to file some of these House bills that will help protect our constitutional rights, and do put it back on the federal government to have to put their money where their mouth is, to actually have to go out and do these things if this bill is passed. That's not saying that there's not a lot of blowback from this bill, and a lot of people that feel that this bill is completely outrageous and completely unconstitutional. But we really need people out there to voice their opinions. Make sure that you give your opinions to your congressmen, your senators, and let people know that this bill is just not okay at all.
Yeah, and my worry, and I don't know, I'm not, like I said, we're not politics. I don't know 100% how it works, but my theory behind it is like, okay, they can submit this bill, right? Have all these crazy ideas. Now, yeah, it's one thing to say, no, toss it out, it's horrible, or they could be in there and saying, well, okay, I like what you did with some points, but let's revise it. So then we're going to have to wait for a revision, because they might rewrite the whole entire thing, because they might have better ideas. And who knows what could still be on that bill and what could be taken off, if it even got to that. Yeah. And that's the scary thing about it. It's just how we've gotten to this point. Just like I said, it blows my mind. Well,
and as a community, as the firearm community, we really do need to try and stick together and, be one with our voices and make our voices heard to, anybody and everybody that will listen, and, really emphasize it, because we are always a community, and everybody needs to remember that.
Yeah, you always do. I mean, we're all one, guys. And no matter what your political beliefs are, no matter what type of life you live, people on all sides, everywhere is buying guns. I mean, that is just a given fact. We have to help each other out. There's people who might not know what they're doing, and they're trying to learn. And you have people who are, attacking them and saying, no, you're stupid, you're doing this wrong. Like, you need to encourage these people. Like, some of these people, okay, acting stupid's one thing, but like, for people genuinely asking for like information on their weapons, or what can I do to get better? Yeah, you can always, obviously practice makes perfect. You're going to say practice. You got to go to the range, you got to shoot. Yes, that's a given. But they want to hear other things too, other words of advice, because they don't know. Some people buy these weapons because they are genuinely scared. And you don't want people to have guns just because they're scared. They need to know how to use them and when to use them. That is a very important thing. And if we just downplay people in the community because they're new, or they seem like they don't know anything, that's not good for us, guys. We're all one. We need to work together on this. Everyone needs to know where we stand, how we stand. Because united we stand, divided we fall. That's how it's written, man. That's how it's supposed to be. We are supposed to be united at the end of the day.
Completely agree. And to go into a little bit of a positive note here, next week we do have a big announcement coming.
Huge.
And we're really happy to go ahead and get it out there. We've been working on it for a good while now, and we're very happy to go ahead and show it to the community and show it to all of our subscribers and all the people that like our page.
Yeah, we I can't wait. Really, it's so exciting. Next week's podcast is it's definitely gonna be a good one. I can't wait to see what you guys think and the support that we'll get from it. I mean, even the support that we've gotten so far, you guys have given us a lot of information,
Yes, sir.
People have told us things that we were like, whoa, and then we look it up and like, wow, like we've learned so much information from this. We're not experts, and we'll tell you guys this every video because we are so eager and willing to learn. We want to learn. We don't know it all. We're not know-it-alls. We're just like you guys. We're civilians. We're just living our life every day. We have a passion, a hobby that we love, and we want to stand to it. And, we love everything you guys have been saying to us. It's words of encouragement and then all the advice. It just really comes into one and makes one solid foundation. And you guys are helping us build this foundation, and we do appreciate that so much.
And always remember, guys,
who's got your six?